Hey, you look like a bright young fellow. How old are you?
3.
Well, I'll be. You're a spring chicken. Are you ambitious?
I mean, I'd like to think so.
Well, that's great. Real great. What would you like to be?
A 3. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Tavern Talk. I am Philip, and this week, one of the movies we are talking about is Old. It is the new M. Night Shyamalan thriller. It stars Gael Garcia Bernal as well as Vicky Krieps, people who you've probably seen in things like Amazon's Mozart in the Jungle, or Phantom Thread was Vicky Krieps' kind of breakout role. But she and a whole ensemble of others are back for M. Night Shyamalan's adaptation of what is actually a Swedish graphic novel, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Correct!
And if you've seen the trailers for Old, you kind of get the gist of what the story is, what the film's about, what M. Night Shyamalan is tackling this time. It follows a family on a tropical holiday who discover that the secluded beach where they're relaxing for a couple hours, they're kind of whisked away to this beach after kind of winning a sweepstakes at this resort, or to visit this resort. They take them to this secluded area, and it is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their entire lives into what is essentially just a single day. So, going into Old, you kind of have a love-hate relationship with M. Night Shyamalan. He's made a lot of really good, interesting movies throughout his career, and he's made some diversions that are just downright questionable. So going into Old, I was kind of skeptical, but always optimistic, because I really do like the way Shyamalan not only approaches his stories, because we think of him as the twist guy, we're always waiting for a twist, but we've kind of grown, or at least I have, and I feel like a lot of people who enjoy his work have kind of grown out of expecting a huge twist from him, and instead are just there to kind of see what themes or ideas he's chasing after and how he conveys those through this kind of thriller capsule of a story that he always is so good at crafting, as well as just his filmmaking techniques. He's honestly a really great filmmaker as far as how he decides to execute these high concept ideas and stories that he comes up with. And so coming out of Old, I was pretty satisfied with how much of an M. Night Shyamalan movie it is, and that is both in the good and the bad, because it is very, very high concept. You could just take the story idea. These people are secluded in one location, and crazy things are happening with time. Cool idea. Time is a huge theme, obviously, and it deals with different facets of that, from how quick it passes to the seasons of life. So this idea of time, which is obviously, like I said, it's a big idea in and of itself. But the movie's really good, and in turn, Shyamalan's script is really good at just honing in on the little themes you can pull out of that, such as not only the passage of time, but the changing seasons in life, and those stages being going from an adolescent child to a teenager to an adult. Losing parents losing their parents at later stages in life, but more it kind of hones in on the importance of not taking certain amounts and certain phases of people's lives for granted. Really cherishing moments and making memories out of those moments, rather than simply chasing a goal that you hope to reach at a future time in your life. Like, stop looking towards the future and just enjoy the time you have right in front of you. Otherwise, there's not going to be anything to look back on when you reflect on your time. And so that's, those seem obvious when you're dealing with a theme like time and everything, but it really hones in on that pretty well. Where it doesn't do as well, and this again comes in with just M. Night Shyamalan doing his thing, is he's very keen to just be very overt with his dialogue, with his characters. There's no subtlety to what he's doing and how he wants to get it across. He puts it out there very plainly, and because of that, we don't feel as close to or get as personal with the characters, and therefore their plights that they experience. don't move us as much. But again, it kind of is expected when you go into a Shyamalan movie for his characters to act and feel a certain way. And I guess, to kind of reduce it back down to where does it fit into his filmography, it definitely feels of the era where you had like The Village and Signs and Lady in the Water and The Happening kind of in there. And I know that's a lot of things to say, a lot of good and bad going on in that realm of his career. But it definitely offers that vibe, and more so to the stronger points than to the weaker ones, in all those films. So I honestly had a really good time with Old. I am eager to see it again, actually, because I want to see more of those details that Shyamalan threw in. And before ending this review, I do just want to talk about his filmmaking style and technique, because the style is on full display here. It doesn't feel like style over substance or anything, because there is a lot going on thematically. The landscape is gorgeous anyway, but the way he shoots things, the way it feels very fluid. There are a lot of just like steady cam shots, and then the way he just goes about showing the passage of time in this one location with these same characters is really interesting. There are single shots you could point to throughout the movie that just show how creative he is with that sort of thing, and I really appreciated that, so did want to mention that. Is it a great movie? Is it one of his best? I don't know that I'd say that. I'd say it's definitely kind of right there, middle average. That's why, as far as star rating, I would probably go 3 out of 5 stars. But I actually really, despite not feeling, really entrenched with the characters, I came away really kind of feeling entrenched with the movie and really enjoying it, to the point I'm interested to see it again. I'm anxious to see how it plays on second viewing, what I pick up that I didn't the first time. While it's maybe not high art or Shyamalan's best, I would definitely recommend it. And for the scenery and his just vision period, definitely recommend seeing it on the big screen. And obviously, if you're going to see it on the big screen, if you have a movie tavern near you, definitely want to recommend Movie Tavern. Want to thank them for letting us shoot the show here, see the movies here on the big screen. So definitely check one out if you have one near you. And thank you, as always, for watching, for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button, hit the little bell so you get a notification every time we upload a new review, which we try to do every week, review of the biggest release. So thank you once again, and we'll see you next week. Peace. 3. 3. 3.
Okay, ready?
3.
1 second. Ready? Okay. You look like a bright young fellow. How old are you?